Hi again, and welcome to another video from my channel. And it's not going to be about the BBC Chess Masters today. It's going to actually be from a North Staffordshire chess game that I played on Tuesday. The reason why I want to show you this game is I want to show you just how I had some complete and utter blindness in the final position of the game, and I just can't understand how I had it. So stay tuned to the end. You'll see where I had this kind of blindness in my calculation. Hopefully I wouldn't have done it over the board, but we'll show how it goes. I'm also going to show you this game because I very nearly lost to somebody rated nearly 400, 500 points lower than me. My opponent, Carl Lockett from the Crew Chess Club, played a fantastic game, and I got very, very lucky to win it in the end. So I'm going to show you what happened. So we reached this position, and I was playing black here. The clock was starting to count down, so I was probably under 10 minutes at this point. It was something very similar. It had a little bit more time than me, although it did start to close up towards the end. And you can look at this position and you think, okay, well, what's actually going on here? If you count up all the pieces, then actually it currently says that we're all equal. However, he's threatening to take my pawn on b5, which is quite an important point. Okay, I've got a knight, he's got a bishop. There is obviously, if this bishop ever gets removed, there's kind of like checkmate threats in here because of this pawn on f3, which is also keeping the king tied in too. He does have this passed pawn on the e-file. His rook is on the 7th rank, causing a lot of damage, and I am definitely losing at this point. White is definitely winning this most of the time, and it's because he can just simply probably take here and then take here with check, and I can't do anything. So at this point, rather than play it slowly, I decided to mix it up a little bit and try and get my opponent thinking. So I played knight to e3. Actually, this was potentially a drawing attempt with potential winning upside, because the idea is that after pawn takes knight, which he didn't do, then I can give a check, and then I've at least got a perpetual check here, and I probably would have taken the draw if I couldn't have found anything better. The problem is after king h3, maybe I can do a move here before bailing out with the draw. I've got an extra move to play, and this is very risky for him to go into this variation, so I don't think taking the knight at this point would have been the right idea. So after knight e3, he went and surprised me and went queen e7. I was like, all right, okay, so now he's threatening checkmate on g7. I can't block on this square with the rook or the queen because he just takes it all off. He just takes twice and then at the end takes my knight. And I was like, oh, so I can't do that. So I have to defend the pawn. I go queen g6. And then here at this point, I think he can probably take my knight and get away with it, and his king survives. But it's very risky for him to do so, especially with the clock ticking down, having to calculate fast. But he plays another good move in bishop d3. My queen obviously can't take it because it would be checkmate on this square g7. And queen goes across, and now he definitely can't take the knight because, well, it would be check when I come in, and then I think it leads to checkmate. He plays h4, and here I just didn't really know what to do. I'm just like, well, what can I actually play? I don't really want to move my knight away, and even if my knight comes back to g4, because of this pawn, it can't actually go anywhere else. If I come back to c4, what's it do? I really want to keep it in and around this kind of area. If I play slowly in this position, he's just going to either mop up both of these pawns and then just move his pawns down the board, or he's going to be able to swap off the rooks and just win that way, and I thought it would have been game over. So I have to keep tactical chances alive. So I played b4 just to, save the pawn, to be honest, and you never know, it might come to an endgame where I might be a piece down, and actually this pawn moving forward might actually save me in some ways. So I thought I'd play that. Now he surprised me a little bit here. This is where I think is a small inaccuracy. He played the move e6. Still winning for him. The reason why I don't like this move is because now when I play knight g4, you can see that the knight's actually able to come back to f6 now. It's actually able to help out blockade on this e8 square, just in case this pawn gets a little too excited moving up down the board. It is actually at this point where he made his big error. In fact, his first error all game. He played such an amazing game up until this point that I was very fortunate that this is where the pressure was on. And unfortunately, he just made a bit of a mistake and missed why I moved my knight back. And he played queen d6. And actually, if he'd have stayed here and just maybe not played a move, that would have been better than moving queen to d6, because now my queen is not tied down to defending g7 because his queen's no longer attacking it. So I can go check. He brings the bishop back, which takes his bishop out of the from attacking me, and I just go queen d2. And it's impossible for him to stop me doing queen takes f2, check, and then queen h2 checkmate, supported by the knight on both instances. Funnily enough, though, And strange as it was, he resigned here. And it's actually the right thing to do to resign here. It is completely lost for him. But he might as well have chosen to play on and just do some desperado moves. Some people thought a desperado move might have been queen takes rook, which it isn't because king takes queen. That's not checkmate because I can come out to e7. But you could have tried maybe e7 check, when of course king f7 is the winning move. Don't go king e8 because now the bishop isn't pinned and he promotes to a check and a queen next go, and that will probably lose to checkmate. So king f7 wins here for black. There's also the other one that you could have tried, which is rook takes g7. And I don't understand why, but for some reason at the time I was completely blinded by this move and thought that this was actually winning for him. And I don't know why, whether it's the pressure of the situation, whether it's because I just went into that automatic pilot mode, and for some reason in my calculations I thought, well, let's go back to here. I thought rook takes pawn, king takes rook, queen e7 check. I thought, oh no, I'm lost because of king g6. King g6, he doesn't have to take the rook, but he's got bishop d3 check. And the reason why he's got bishop d3 check is because I can't take it because he's got queen g5 mate. I'm just like, oh no, what do I even do here? How do I get out of this? I'm going to have to do something like, instead of king g6, I have to go king h6 and let him take the rook on f8 with check, and then hopefully my king survives and he can't get me. But I established that was lost as well because he could swap queens, I think, or do queen takes f3 at some point. So if we look at that, what it actually looks like when we move the pieces around, rook takes, king takes, queen e7 check, king g6, bishop d3 was the idea. The idea that I can't take it because that's checkmate. His pawn doing a vital job and my own pawn blocking my king. That would have been an embarrassing way to lose. So therefore I thought maybe here, maybe I had to go like king here and then takes the rook check. But the problem is he can probably just do queen takes f3 and he's got enough pawns to actually win the game. Okay, I've got some counterplay here. But he might even be able to check me and force the queen trade, which might also work, or win my knight perhaps. But how stupid am I? After rook takes, king takes, queen e7 check, I completely overlooked king g8. And I've got absolutely no idea why I didn't see this move ahead. I'm hoping that if it had been played in the game, that I would have gone, oh, I can just play king g8 here, and he's got nothing else. That would be endgame. Okay, he can maybe swap queens off with queen g5 check, but I guess after takes, pawn takes, I've got an extra rook and a passer as well, so it's going to be one for me. But yeah, for some reason in my calculation I just completely ignored king g8, which was just quite silly of me. But okay, if you've done something similar in your games, then let me know in the comments below whether it's just me. I guess I'm rated over 2200s, FIDE 2300s ECF, so maybe state what your rating is. If hopefully some people higher rated can actually tell me that they've done the same thing, and it make me feel better about my own chess. But okay, that's enough for today, for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and yeah, if you want to see more videos, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully produce some more over the next coming weeks. Bye bye.